Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Caboose XBL bringing another Injustice 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about is a news roundup for Injustice 2, covering a bunch of news and stuff that I want to talk about for the game, for some of the stuff that we already know about, some stuff that's going to be coming out later this week, and everything like that. Right before we get into the topic at hand, I wanted to see if we can get this video to 1,500 likes. The support from you guys has been absolutely insane, and I could not appreciate it more, so thank you guys so much for that. If we can get this video to 1,500 likes, that would be badass. Now, with that said, let's jump into the topic at hand. The first order of business. 13 minutes of Black Canary gameplay has been released online courtesy of IGN. Now, I'm not going to show you the entirety of the gameplay. I'm really only going to show bits and pieces and talk about some of the most important stuff that I noticed throughout this gameplay. But if you want to watch the full gameplay, you can definitely do so by checking the link in the description box below, and you can watch it with sound and everything like that. Now, a couple things to cover. One thing we definitely got a good look at is what Black Canary's trait is going to be like, and of course it is going to be her canary cry. Now, this is something that I think a lot of people had assumed or kind of speculated on, in that her trait would probably involve the canary cry, and it looks like you can do something very similar to what Supergirl can do with her trait. You press B once and she uses a bit of the cry, you press B and RT maybe, and she uses this massive cry that actually puts you in a state of daze in which you can continue a combo off of. It looks really cool, and I'm very excited to try it out. Overall, her character looks great, and I'm so excited to give her a shot come time for the release of Injustice 2. Now, alongside seeing Black Canary's trait, we also got to see Deadshot's trait. That's right, as much as we've seen gameplay from Deadshot, we've actually never seen in-game rendered gameplay, and this time we do with this Black Canary gameplay courtesy of IGN, and we get to see Deadshot's trait, and it looks like his trait is very similar to that of Green Arrow's. You can change your bullets into 3 different elements that have 3 different traits of their own. One that seems to be incendiary rounds, where if you land a shot on your opponent, it starts to do damage over time. One that seems to be poisonous rounds that maybe do additional damage or maybe still do damage over time. And the third one, I'm not entirely sure what it may be. Maybe it's armor piercing rounds, allowing your damage to do a lot more on chip if your opponent is blocking, but I have no clue. It's really hard to tell. One other thing that I noticed during this Black Canary gameplay is the post-game rewards. Now, originally what we knew was that you would get some form of gear at the end of every game. Now, it might not be good gear every single time, but nevertheless you get gear. Now it seems alongside getting gear, you get some form of currency. Now, the winner of a match will get 50 coins, whereas the loser of the match gets 15. Take in mind that these currency amounts might be because of the fact that it's a single player mode. You know, they're just doing couch co-op from this gameplay. So maybe if you're playing online, it's going to be like 100 coins for winning a game versus like 35 if you lose a game. So keep that in mind for now. But one thing that is definitely confirmed is you get some sort of currency at the end of every game, and this currency is probably going to be used to buy certain pieces of gear. Now, a lot of people are worried, myself included, that this could mean the setup for microtransactions. Now, I don't want to jump to any conclusions because it seems that Ed Boon has kind of confirmed that microtransactions won't be in the game and that it won't be pay to win in the last Watchtower live stream, but we're just going to have to wait and see. It is a bit of a scary thought that they're going to be adding this currency in the game, because it almost seems like some form of a setup for microtransactions to exist within this in-game economy. So we're going to see what goes down come time for the release of the game. That is a bit of a scary thought, but let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. Now, one of the biggest things about this gameplay, besides everything that I just mentioned, is the intro dialogue and the in-game dialogue that we hear throughout the gameplay. A lot of the intro dialogue gives us some context as to where these characters are in the story mode of Injustice 2, and there are some name drops through these in-game dialogues that we probably can speculate towards as to what playable characters actually might make their way to the Injustice 2 roster. Now, the first piece of intro dialogue comes from Black Canary and Supergirl, and they say this.
Why are you so angry with Cal?
How could you not know?
I spent the last 30 years in cryosleep.
Begin.
That's right, so Supergirl has been in cryosleep this entire time, which is why when she shows up to Earth and everything is gone to shit and, you know, Superman is basically this big villain, she has no idea what's going on, and she doesn't know why everyone's against Superman. And that's probably going to play a big factor into why she is on Superman's side towards the beginning of the game. Now, she's then probably going to realize what's happened, why Superman is so bad, and why everyone is against him, and come that point, she's then going to switch sides and join the insurgency to help Batman stop Superman and put him back into jail. Now, we also get some intro dialogue from Blue Beetle and Black Canary, and they say this.
Cracks me up you turned Oracle down.
Wait. You're in the Birds of Prey?
Maybe this'll convince you.
Begin.
Yeah, so the Birds of Prey, as well as Oracle, get a name drop in this intro dialogue. Now, the Birds of Prey seem to have existed in the Injustice universe, but we also get a name drop of Oracle. Now, could this mean that Batgirl will be showing up in the Injustice 2 roster once again? I highly doubt that, but what I do think is likely is that we might see Oracle in the Injustice 2 story, maybe helping out the Justice League the same way Oracle has in comic books before. That would be really cool to see, and I would really like that. That would be awesome to hear Oracle on the comms, helping them out and everything with their mission. I think that would be pretty awesome. Now, the last piece of dialogue is a piece of in-game dialogue that actually comes from Batman, in which he says this.
What's Wildcat been teaching you?
Yes, that's right. So Wildcat is actually name dropped through this in-game dialogue in which Batman says to Black Canary, "What has Wildcat been teaching you?" Now that's very interesting because first of all, it gives us an idea as to what's going on maybe with those characters in the story mode, but the fact that they name drop the character could very well mean that Wildcat is a part of the Injustice 2 roster. That would really excite me because it seems like what they're going to be trying to do with the Injustice 2 roster in general is add a lot of less known characters in the DC lore to the roster to make them a little more widely known, and that would be great starting with Wildcat. I think that would be really cool. I think he's a cool character from the comic books, and I'd be very interested to see if he's going to be added to the Injustice 2 roster and what his moveset could be like. We also, like I said, get an idea as to what's going on in the story mode. As Batman mentions, what has Wildcat been teaching you? Could that mean that towards the beginning of the story, Black Canary is actually training with Wildcat, and then they run into Batman and join the insurgency later on? Who knows what's going on, but that's pretty much all the stuff that I have to talk about for the Black Canary gameplay. Once again, if you'd like to watch the full gameplay, you can do so by making your way to the link in the description box below or heading over to IGN's YouTube page. Now, we also got some more news for Injustice 2 to cover, so let's get right to it. As Ed Boon usually does, he took it to Twitter today to announce that a brand new character is going to be making their way to the Injustice 2 online beta. Now, he didn't say which character it was going to be, and he asked everyone to guess. Now, me and Uncaged immediately guessed that it was going to be Aquaman, as it seemed kind of logical. He was one of the first revealed characters, so he would have one of the more complete renders ready to go for the beta. But it seems like that's not the case. He tweeted Uncaged back and actually confirmed that Aquaman won't be the new character that's added to the beta. So at this point, it could be anybody. I don't think it's going to be a character that hasn't been revealed yet or we haven't seen gameplay for yet. It's probably going to be someone that we've already seen gameplay for. So, you know, your Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, or Gorilla Grodd. Who knows who it's going to be? I would be fine with any of those. I really wish it was Aquaman, but it is what it is. If there's any other character besides Aquaman I would like to see, it's probably either Deadshot or Gorilla Grodd, as Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn would be returning characters that we already know the movesets to, so we would already be familiar with those characters and there wouldn't be anything new to try there. Now, the last bit of news worth talking about is that there is going to be a brand new Watchtower live stream this Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Now, I don't know what that time is converted into different time zones, but if you'd like to figure that out, you can do so by heading to Google and just searching up Central Time converted to whatever time zone that you may be in, and it'll give you that conversion right away. If you don't want to do that, all you really have to do is just follow NetherRealm on Twitch, and then you'll be immediately alerted when the live stream starts, so you can head there right away. Now, if you want to do so, the link for their Twitch is going to be in the description box below. It is twitch.tv/NetherRealm. Now, what's going to be going on during this Watchtower live stream? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, this live stream takes place the day after a brand new character for Injustice 2 is revealed, so maybe they're going to go in depth on that character and show off some more gameplay as well as some of the moves that they can do, or maybe we'll get some gameplay of Poison Ivy, Bane, Brainiac, and all those other characters that were already revealed that we haven't seen in-game gameplay of just yet. So maybe they're going to show off that. They're also going to be holding another Q&A just as they did the last Watchtower live stream. And if you'd like to send in your questions, you can do so by using the hashtag that they have listed on their Twitter page. So head to the Injustice Twitter page and you can see they listed a hashtag. When you send them a question, just use that hashtag and hopefully your question gets picked out on the live stream. And that is going to cover all the news that I have for you guys for this news roundup about Injustice 2. With all that said, I'm Caboose XBL. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What do you think about all this? Once again, if we can get this video to 1,500 likes, that would be incredible. I really appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much for it. I'm Caboose XBL. You can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel. You can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter and like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.